the I didn't get to watch the game or like the end of the game because I was driving, but the hockey game, the guy who scored the winning goal, Jack Hughes for the US, he broke his teeth like earlier in that play. I don't know if you saw the pictures with his teeth that were.
Did you see the stick go into his face?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I saw the stick going to his. I can't believe it. Like that's a true American moment, I guess you could say.
I saw a supercut of that next to NBA guys flopping.
It's Anthony Davis, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Maverick, Anthony Davis. You don't have to tell me. I know about Anthony Davis, man. He hurt his finger on the guy was like ripping through, and his finger got caught in the jersey, and he was out for the rest of the year.
Wow.
So
That's what
yeah,
happened to oh, what was his name in WWE? The luchador, they changed the lights for him.
Oh, I have no idea.
Help me out here.
The luchador that changed the lights.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mystico, who he was.
Mystico.
Yeah,
Sin Cara.
Sin Cara. But I think this
Yeah.
was the second Sin Cara.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Sin Cara Dos.
Yes. Yeah, the lighting stuff was weird.
He like dislocated his finger in a match.
Well, oh yeah, they did stop the match for that. I do remember that. Back in the day, they used to just break your finger and put you back into the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure like Magnum TA or Harley Race broke his finger in a match and just snapped it back and went in. You
No,
don't
they
agree
do.
with this?
They
Okay,
do.
no,
They do
I
the thing where they go against the post and they like,
yeah,
pop it back in.
yeah. So yesterday,
Wow.
hell of a show.
Let's start from the very beginning. Let's start with this venue, Backwood Bar. I said on commentary it was like a Circus Maximus for independent wrestling. How about this place?
It was funny. I was telling Biss before the show started. That was like when I got there, I kind of was like, I wasn't like really seeing the vision at first, if that makes sense. But once we were able to get that video board, I was like, okay, let's try this or whatever. But I was telling Biss that it kind of reminded me, like, say there's like an AEW video game, right? And you're in your third match. They're like, we're going to send you to the Texas Indies. And it just goes to this venue, right? And there's like country music blaring, you know what I'm saying? There's like a riding bull in the corner of the venue. And this would be like what you would think like a Texas independent wrestling venue would be, you know what I'm saying? And so it was really cool, like when it all came together, the people started filling in and everything like that. Like I said, it really felt as close to a Texas independent wrestling venue as you could probably think of in your head. There's another one up in Sherman, Texas, that's literally just like a smoky VFW hall that you just go in and there's like an Elks Lodge and there's just like different animals just like on the walls, you know what I'm saying? And when you go in, the bartender's like 60 years old and smokes while they're like trying to give you like your beer and stuff. What happened?
It was like for those that didn't see it on camera, it's an indoor outdoor venue. So there's this really high roof on a slant and sunlight could come in from either side, so it's a kind of a two-tier roof system that they
Yeah.
have that opens up into the bars behind where the wrestling and I guess picnic area is. There's bocce ball in the back.
Yeah.
There's putt-putt,
Pickleball.
cornhole, pickleball. You were
It was all
about to
back
throw
there.
down on that pickleball court.
I've never played before, but I know if I get on the court, I'm going to wreck somebody. You know what I'm saying? I've never played. I don't know
Get
the
really
rules.
physical with the pickleball.
Yeah, but I'm tall, I'm long, you know what I'm saying? I got, good spike. I think I could take somebody on pickleball. We're going to film something for IWTV exclusive, just a pickleball tournament.
That's where most geezers tear their ACLs.
I believe it, actually. I'm trying to take a step back from basketball. Like that's been my cardio for a bit. So, but it's very physically demanding, and I'm getting older, so I don't want to, blow an Achilles or a knee out. It would be preferable. So I think something maybe a little more pickleball or tennis is still kind of, a little bit more active, but we'll see. I'm still young, I feel.
So we get there, and they're literally building the stage, sort of,
Yes.
for
Yeah,
us.
there was one side of the stage. It kind of felt like they were building like a little green room off the side of the stage. I had no idea they were building that or were going to continue to build that almost all the way up to the show.
Was
and
that
we
specifically for us, or was that just a part of something that they were doing?
I think they were just building onto that stage, like some kind of small green room to the left of it or whatever. And I think we just came on one of those days they were working on it, to be honest. I don't think they really built it for us. I think it was just being built as we were showing up. And we were fortunate enough to use it as kind of like a guerrilla area for the wrestlers before they came out to the on the stage.
Yeah, that was cool. One of the fellows had a GoPro, and he wanted to do a time lapse of him building this green room structure on the side of the stage.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, man. It was a cool venue. I was really impressed by, and they were like happy for us to be there. And in independent wrestling, it's very rare when you get to venues and they're like trying to make things better for you and not just like make things worse for you. I mean, how many times have we been to places
Oh God.
and it's like everything is like pulling teeth just to get the bare necessities that we need to be able to run a wrestling show. So it was nice to have them be, happy we were there, get, anything that we need, they were trying to help us. So always a plus, always a plus.
In the crowd, they were happy to be there too.
Yeah, it was a strange mix of a lot of the regulars that we have, and then I was kind of there was points in the show. Me and Biss were kind of just hanging out in the back, just kind of eavesdropping in on the newer crowd that was just watching wrestling for the first time, and it's always interesting to hear those comments as well. But it was definitely a mix of both, and I think they both fed off each other, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You had guys that were just in this corner over here, just chanting that you knew just never seen wrestling before, just saying all kinds of things, but then the people that we see at a lot of our Austin shows, they're in the front, they were being loud, they were into everything. So again, they were kind of just all feeding off each other, and it was a super loud crowd almost the entire night. Can't even think of a match that the crowd wasn't into.
There was one point in the night where Trent kind of gave me a nudge and he showed me his Apple Watch,
Yeah.
and the decibel meter had gone past safety limits.
Yeah, no, I heard that on the broadcast when I was watching it back today, and maybe I thought he was just working this, which would be a good work.
No
Maybe
way, man. I saw the whole
we
thing.
should do, we should just have his Apple Watch on the screen at times.
I
If a
think I
decimal
might
level
be able to pull that off.
a decimal level gets to a certain point, we can just flash it onto the screen.
I'm not going to turn his text messages off.
No, of course, the text messages also have to come onto the screen as well.
Yeah.
So that's part of the whole experience of New Texas Pro. So he's gonna watch this back too. It was okay. So I appreciate everyone that's given any kind of feedback to the second technical podcast that we put together. So yeah, any feedback that we can get to try to make this better, more fun, more a better listening experience, we appreciate it. So Trent, thank you for the feedback yesterday as well.
So you said they saw a lot of things last night, the
Yes.
fans, and boy, did they see a lot of things last night. Wow, what a hell of a card! And we weren't there until 1 o'clock in the morning, like I thought we were going to be.
It was I know Biz did a great job putting this card together. Um, I think we did a really good job making sure that the show flowed at an appropriate pace through the whole night. The wrestlers did a great job with this as well, and had a couple like a small break and then intermission, and it was just enough to kind of move these 11 matches on and keep the crowd engaged the whole night. I think we did a great job of that, in my opinion. One of the better pace shows I think we've ever had. So thank you to all the wrestlers. Thank you to everyone that helped with that show yesterday, because that truly is like obviously I love everything about pro wrestling, but as I get more into this side of thing and producing the shows, or at least booking and promoting them and then producing them a little bit, making sure they're run correctly, that stuff is super important to me, and the fans' experience is like number one, more so than what I like, more so than what the wrestlers like or what they want to do or what I want to do. It's it's having that fan experience be at the very top. And they were chanting 8:45 when the show ended. So they're chanting, they're happy that this show ended at an appropriate time so then they can go home on Sunday, have the rest of their Sunday evenings, and get ready for work on Monday. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff's super important.
But they were wrong because the show ended at 8:41.
Well, they were chanting 8:45, so maybe after the celebration and the confetti cleared or whatever, that they were looked at their watch and said 8:45. So
Still had time to go to the bathroom. How about that?
that's true. So I wanted to do things a little bit differently. I kind of pitched this to you. I don't know, it was yesterday, I believe it was, maybe a couple of days ago. Yesterday. So instead of running down every single match, which we could do, I think we need to put a power ranking system where we each list our top three matches going from 3 to 1. and we talk about those matches, as they come up. We go alternate. You go first. I'll go second. And then, if we have any honorable mentions at the end that we feel like we need to touch on, we'll go ahead and do that. And I think that'll be a fun way to recap our shows and to talk about the matches in a different kind of way, power ranking these matches to in our own opinions on what happened yesterday.
Well, speaking of power, let me start at my number three, which was Effie and Isaac.
That's my number two, so that's great. So let's talk about this match. You go ahead first.
Uh, Isaac, I thought he was going to feel like a fish out of water in this type of situation. This would probably be the highest profile match he's ever had in his career. And there were going to be a lot of eyes on it, a lot of new eyes on him, and a lot of new eyes from Austin on him, as well as people on the internet. So he came into this match. He added some things into his arsenal, and I think the meat market did a great job as well. Effie, as always, super entertaining, a lot of fun. Got to see a cameo from Marvelous Mac and Devin Carter a little later on in that match. A fantastic crescendo, and good on Isaac picking up the big dub. Huge win for Isaac. I had a lot of fun watching that match, and so did Walker Stewart and Trent Gilbo as well.
Uh, so you've seen Isaac. I've known Isaac a little bit longer than you. Obviously, he's refed many of my matches. But do you think this is Isaac's biggest win of his career?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I know he picked up the Lone Star Championship for a cup of tea in 2022, I believe. Could be wrong on that. But this one kind of felt like it solidified him moving towards the direction of being closer to the top of the card. Uh which obviously we've seen his growth from those early contender shows, man. We talk about it quite a bit, but Isaac was really finding himself. And we put him in a lot of challenging situations to find himself, if that makes sense, very early on in contenders.
For
Um,
the folks at home, there's going to come a time where we're going to rewatch the very early contenders, and there is, I don't want to spoil it, but one of my favorite matches of all time is with Isaac in one of those early contender shows.
yes. And so obviously that figuring yourself out stage is super important, I think, to every wrestler's career. When someone's so dead set on like, this is who I am on like their first year, and I just want to be like, man, you have so many evolutions of this person that you don't even realize. Like, this is just like the baseline, the foundation. And as time started to go on, Isaac was really able to find himself. I believe it started with Mr. Musclemania, or the Musclemania thing that he was doing when he was transforming his body. He was a referee for a very long time, and very, had to keep the frame like a referee would. And then when he started wrestling, he decided, I'm going to put on a frame like I would be a professional wrestler. So it's taken 3 years of a transformation. We talk so much about Timur's transformation, but I think that Isaac's transformation is almost as remarkable as Timur's transformation, because of what he was at one point in time. They're early contenders, and now what he is now. When he wrestled Effie yesterday, I think that is a dramatic transformation that many people don't get to experience in their lives. Many wrestlers don't even get an opportunity to experience this in their life. And again, once he was able to find himself, once he was able to build that body out, once we were able to, he was able to find these, uh, he's find all these members of the meat market and form this meat market. It's really started to feel like everything is coming together for Isaac Morales. And we talk so much about so many of these other wrestlers on our shows, and I feel like Isaac kind of flies under the radar. But this feels like it's going to be this feels like it's going to be a big year for Isaac Morales. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could just feel it. And I feel like Effie was just an incredible person for him to wrestle. I know Isaac was very thankful to me and thankful to Biz to have this match. And yeah, the match itself was really good. It was exactly what it needed to be. And they really just, I don't even know what I would have even thought about changing in that match. It was just awesome. Super happy for Isaac, a big win, and it gives him a lot of momentum heading into 2026.
Yeah, Isaac really brought it. He, like I said, he added some new elements into his repertoire last night, and the meat market, they did a fantastic job as well. So big ups to Isaac for such a big win. I'm trying to pull up an
The
OG Isaac promo picture. Let me see if I could do that.
And
I
it was
have one
always
right
great to see
here.
Marvelous Mac. I think that Marvelous Mac's going to be a star in the Austin area. I think it's only a matter of time until Marvelous Mac is a star, not just in the Austin area, but around the entire state of Texas. So it's good to see Mac get in there, knock the beefcake around, knock Eduardo Garcia around. You know what I'm saying? Knock all the meat market around with Devin Carter as well. And I thought I was convinced. The music guy was even convinced
Yeah,
that we thought that Effie had it when they came made the save. I mean, we all thought that to be the case, but unfortunately, or not unfortunately, really, I mean, whoever wins the match wins the match, and Isaac was able to pull it out. The Kata Hajime, it's proven no matter how big you are, don't as far as size or as far as name, everyone can tap out or pass out to the Kata Hajime.
it's one of the most devastating jokes uh,
It's banned, I
in all
think,
of fighting.
and yeah, exactly. It's banned in some forms of martial arts. So, and of course, Isaac would know this, obviously, as a former referee, right? Look at this guy. He had already put on some size at this point in time. So
Yeah,
this wasn't exactly OG Isaac. He'd already
this
put
is
on some size at this point.
2023. This was
Yeah,
June 2023.
I would imagine he's probably put on like 10 or 20 pounds at this point in time. So, um, yeah, man, I couldn't be more proud of Isaac. It was a great match, and the meat market's on the rise. I got nothing else to say about it. Thankful that Effie was able to come in and wrestle in front of the Austin crowd. It's been a long 5 years since we've seen Effie. So to see someone that's been around for that long to come in and be so positive and to put on such a performance, like Effie just has a great mind for the business. And you can see it in his work. You can see the way he presents himself. You can see the way he sells himself online. And again, you just hope that these kind of things open up the doors for people like Isaac and other people that were around yesterday that could sit under the tree of Effie and learn a little bit.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to speak with Effie after the show, and guy just has a brilliant mind for the business. Um, thinks a little deeper than most, I would say.
Yeah. Wrestling is so much more than having a good match. I think there's so many
Mhm.
people that are so like, I'm going to have a good match. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to have a good wrestling match. But wrestling is so much more than that. I think Effie really understands all the facets of what a wrestling match is. You know what I'm saying? Or what pro wrestling is.
I agree. So that was my three. What was your three?
Three for me, I think that I'm prefacing this because I think all of the girls worked really hard yesterday. I think all three of the women's matches were really good, and I think they all brought it. But in my opinion, I think that Charity King versus Annika Dash, I think they really crushed what we were asking for. I think they really went out there and gave it their all in that third match of the night. Uh, and it's a testament to how hard both of them have been really working. I've seen obviously I know Charity from almost when she very first started, and I've known Ash for a while as well. So to see their growth in the ring, it was really, really just impressive. I was just very impressed by both of them. I think that Charity has truly found herself inside of the ring. I mean, just has a command for inside the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll hit something, boom, and she's got that facial expression right there at the camera, and you're able to see exactly what she's feeling, see exactly what she's thinking, and she hasn't always been that way. So you know that she's been working very, very hard to get where she's gotten to at this point in time, and you could just tell with the command of that match, command of the ring, that she's just really set herself apart from a lot of the women on the independent wrestling scene. And this, pro wrestling, how many people are in this match with the referee, it takes two to tango to make something special. And I think that Ash also brought it as well. She's worked incredibly hard on her selling. That was one thing that I noticed yesterday. When you're in there with someone like Charity, who's literally a force to be reckoned with, you have to be able to look, we're getting a little inside baseball, but that's fine. You gotta be able to make her look good. And I think Ash did a great job with that. again, it kind of sets up Charity because for something big. We kind of announced the match today. We'll touch on that a little bit later. But for her to then to come out after Ver Vixen's match, and for them to have that stare off in the middle of the ring and the crowd to chant "Holy shit!" like that was really cool, man. Like you can kind of feel like this is the two forces of Texas wrestling. Probably, in my opinion, at least the two most dominant women in Texas wrestling today, about to collide for that new Texas Pro Women's Championship, and both of them have held championships in their own right, prestigious championships, including the new Texas Pro Women's Championship for the last year or so. Vert has been an established champion, an established wrestler in so many big places and big markets here in the U.S. and even beyond. She's wrestled all over the world at this point. So I'm super excited about that. But honestly, I have to put this. I didn't want to forget putting Charity and Ash on this list because again, I think they just went out and crushed it yesterday.
Yeah. Charity King has so much confidence in the ring now. Any inkling of timidness that she had ever had is totally gone. She totally commands the ring. She's a force now, and that's what's going to make her really dangerous in whatever matchup she gets put in. And Ash, the last time I saw Ash wrestle was probably about 5 or 6 months ago at a PWF show, and in just that short amount of time, she has gotten so good. And I could see her being a force in 2026 and into 2027. Any sort of, what's the word I'm looking for here? She's shedding a lot of green wrestler traits
Yeah.
and really coming into herself. She's got a really good look. The face paint's cool, the gear's cool, and it's all really coming together for her right now.
Yeah, I agree. It's everything is coming together for her. I think she's she's really working her way up the ranks of Texas wrestling. Women that winning that Baracho Women's Wrestling Championship, becoming a staple of the MPX roster, and what Athena is doing up there with the women. All that stuff is super important, and I think that hopefully we can see her a little bit more here at New Texas Pro as well. I think she'd be a good addition to our women's division, and yeah, it was just a very hard, I guess, exactly what I was saying that this match was, or what I thought this match was going to be. Not only was it that, it was that much more. So definitely worth watching if you can go out of your way to see that one for sure.
Yeah, and I would say that for, the majority of the matches on the show, just totally exceeding expectation.
Yeah, I agree. I think every single match on that card really exceeded the expectation. I don't think there was any duds on the card yesterday. So yeah, it's you kind of just the crowd was there for the whole time. I think that's a good indication of like, all right, everyone's bringing it today. Everyone's bringing their A games, and yeah, it really those first few matches really set the tone for the night. And that third match right before that small break between Charity Ash again, that just really set the tone for the rest of the night.
And for anyone who's been to a big show, a show with 10 or more matches on it, and once you get to that intermission, sometimes people don't come back after that intermission, but it was just as full for the back half of the show as it was for the front half. And I think that's just a testament to how well all the wrestlers were working in that, first part of the show.
And it was, maybe not to you, Dan, but to us Texans, a little bit cold out there as well. See a lot of wrestlers wearing their sweatshirts out to the ring or whatever
They
the
had
case may be.
heaters. There were heaters in the
You
crowd.
can't feel the heaters inside of the ring, Dan. Come on now. Um, but yeah, no, but that, it being a cooler day in Austin, Texas, or probably one of the last ones for this year until later on in the year.
Until our
Crowd was
next
there.
show, because it's only
Yeah,
cool there 2 days
yeah,
out of the year
until
is when we
April the
run.
5th, and it will
Yeah.
be back to 50 degrees. And yeah, I'll be sick the next day, as you guys can hear. So
All right. My number two,
okay,
pause,
yes.
in my power rankings would be the tag team championship match, Toxic Tour and the Dream Team. Boy, talking about really coming into yourself, Prince Lee, Pac Ortega out there, that was the most toxic I have ever seen the Toxic Tour.
What did you think about that entrance spot before they announced where they're before the boxing introductions? What did you think about that spot with Lee and that pink haired lady that came out from the crowd?
I wasn't expecting it.
Okay,
But that could have been the beginning of their demise.
that's true. Maybe they were, they took the shots, they had the beer, whatever the case may be. That could have been just enough to throw them off their game. Actually,
Yeah.
now that you mention it,
And I got to give it to the Dream Team as well. They have really embraced this new persona of theirs, this new spot on the roster, I would say. And did I lose you? Are you there?
I'm here. I
You're still
think.
there.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
It's a work in progress, guys.
we're getting there. We're getting there. But their new role of being fan favorites, I think they've been doing a really good job of embracing that and unlocking new potential for the Dream Team.
Yeah.
And
Did
boy,
you
boy, was the crowd into that match all the way, right up until the end. It was great.
did you think that the crowd, especially in Austin, would have gotten behind Dream Team as quickly as they have? Uh, After all of the dastardly things that they've done over the last couple of years.
Took the words right out of my mouth. As loathed as the Dream Team has been,
Yes.
especially in Austin, to see that crowd cheer for them, it's also a testament to how disgusting Toxic Tour is and how easily it is to hate them. So the two complemented each other very well.
Um, so this lets you guys know that I do listen to the fans, because there was a point after Dream Team lost the championships the last time that I saw someone say from Austin that they really truly appreciated this run as the Dream Team as tag team champions. And that, I kind of was like, okay, maybe the crowd would accept the Dream Team as a fan favorite. It's still, it is an uphill battle, but you kind of see like, all right, cool. They are the crowd is really, I mean, they were like 100% behind him yesterday. You know what I'm saying? They were 100% behind him. And I think that it was, again, a testament to what the Toxic Tour is and what they've done as tag team champions, and then what the Dream Team now represents, and their pursuit of being that 3-time tag team champion as well. And they know each other very well. So it was definitely an interesting dynamic inside the match itself. Uh, I think that all four of them are coming into their own as performers. Uh, we've I've seen the Dream Team from pretty much their first rolls and bumps into the ring all the way to where they are now. I remember Pac Ortega from when he first started. I remember Prince Lee early on when he came from Lions Pride. So to see where they are now, and the type of matches that they are able to put on is truly incredible. And I'm probably going to speak glowingly about everybody on the card in this capacity, but it was a really good tag match, man, and the finish was really really well put together. And uh, again, KC was just able to catch Lee slipping, really, because I think they were so concerned about his knee. And I still don't know. I haven't checked with Casey. I think that there might still be some knee damage on that, or some damage to his knee. But he was able to roll up Prince Lee. He was able to get the win, and then we got the 3-time tag team champions, and it's starting to get to that question of: is the Dream Team the best tag team in the state of Texas? Is the Dream Team the most decorated tag team champions that we've ever had in New Texas Pro Wrestling, which I think is an accomplishment in its own right? And are they ready for that next level of competition? Are they ready for those the tag teams that tour around this country? Are they ready for the tag teams that are travel around the world to wrestle as a team? Is the Dream Team ready for this step in competition? Are they going to sit here and defend what tag team wrestling is here in the state of Texas, or are they not ready for it? Or maybe they'll never be ready for it. And I think now more than ever is a time to see, all right, it's time to put up or shut up. You know, you guys have been 3-time tag team champions. We've seen the full spectrum of what the Dream Team can be, from a good guy to a bad guy. Now they got to go out there and prove it and show people this is what tag team wrestling is in the state of Texas, because we are at the top of that mountain, and we have to be the ones to set the tone. We have to be the ones to prove to everybody that this is what tag team wrestling is in the state of Texas. And hopefully they're up for that challenge. I had a little talk with them after the show, but hopefully that means they're ready for it, and I think that they are. But now it's time to execute. Now it's time to prove it. You know.
Yeah, you said a lot there. Two things that I want to kind of piggyback. One is you had mentioned that fan in Austin appreciating the run that they had as tag team champions. And I know we talked about this after, because you had brought that up to me. When you are so cool, it doesn't matter if you're a good guy or a bad guy. If you're a bad guy and you're really cool, sometimes fans are a little apprehensive to cheer you on. But once you make that switch, I think they were ready to get behind him. And the fans of Austin last night really showed that they were ready to get behind the Dream Team. And that was really cool. Secondly, and we had this discussion last year too, there was a point where we were discussing whether or not the Dream Team was ready to take that step, that next level, to start challenging nationwide tag team superstars. And there was a lot of back and forth last year whether or not they were ready, but now I think it's without a doubt. Dream Team's ready to go.
I think they've always felt that they're ready for everything that they've been given, and from almost the jump they've wanted more, which every wrestler should. There should be never be a
Mm-hmm.
wrestler that shouldn't want everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for this. I'm ready for that. You give me anything, I'm ready for it. But I think as a whatever you want to put me as for the dream team, the booker, promoter, trainer, all that, you have to make sure that you bring people along to make sure they're ready for what they're ready for, even if they believe that they're ready for more. They should always believe that they're ready for more. You know what I'm saying? Even if they have some internal whatever with wrestling, as we all do, but they should feel like, oh, we want more. We want more. You know what I'm saying? We're ready for more. So now again, they've progressed so much over this last year, even since we've had that conversation. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready for them to go out and wrestle these tag teams all across the entire nation. I'm ready. IWTV, if you're listening to me, they're ready. I don't, bring those tag team championships to Texas. We've got tag teams. We've got the best tag teams in the entire country, and we're ready to take those titles. Anyone in the new initiative, you guys, we're ready. We're ready. We're sending out our best.
Man, I just keep thinking about Vegas. I keep thinking about all the cool matchups that we could
Yes.
put together between us and the rest of the new initiative, and wherever those IWTV tag team championships may be floating around.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good opportunity for them to wrestle maybe for the IWTV Tag Team Championships. I think it'd be a good opportunity for them to get in the ring with some people they haven't gotten in the ring
Yeah.
with before. But if it's not in Vegas, it's definitely on our top priority list of things to do this year in 2026. So,
All right. Number one, I don't think there's going to be much debate between the two of us for this one.
well, okay. So, if you took my number two, I'm gonna put an honorable mention in here for the number two spot. Is that fine? Because actually, the tag was my other honorable mention. So, I appreciate you touching in on that. But all right. So if I can't choose Isaac and Effie because that was my number two, I'm gonna put the main event. I think that it was an absolute sprint from beginning to end. It felt very much in that mid 2000s Ring of Honor multi-man match where they just went balls to the wall, and it didn't slow down from the jump. You know what I'm saying? It was a sprint. I'm not exactly how sure how long the match was, but uh,
Eight
I don't think there
minutes.
was 8 minutes. All right, there you go. 8 minutes. I don't think there was ever a dull moment in that 8 minutes. And they just, like I said, just balls to the wall, threw everything they had at it, beat the hell out of each other. Ethan Hunter truly impressed in that match. I mean, the German suplex that he hit with what was it, a tombstone or a pile driver situation or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Throwing Q and Exodus over him, and Gary J, man, he's a blitzer, man. He just doesn't has no care for himself, have no care for his own body. You know what I'm saying? He's just out there, throwing himself at people and throwing forearms and doing his thing. And so, again, it just was a blitz, a sprint from beginning to end. Truly, three veterans and a up and coming star that really just put everything that they had on the line. And just a really enjoyable main event. I didn't really have any complaints or any negative things to say about it. I just enjoyed them putting everything that they had on the line, and again, just it was so much different than everything else, especially the match right before us, right? or right before that that we're about to speak about. It was so different from that. I think that's what made it so. I enjoyed it so much. If that makes sense. And when you're putting together a wrestling show, you don't want every match to be 2000s Ring of Honor. We're gonna go 20 minutes and beat the hell out of each other because it just can't be. Death match. We can't have a whole show of death matches. We can't have a whole show of this. Can't have a whole show of that. It's got to be a little bit of everything. It's got to be a little bit of different kind of flavors throughout the night to kind of everyone's enjoying themselves. Everyone's getting what they feel like they paid for. And again, that match was so much different than everything else that we had that it really just shined in a different type of way.
Boy, that match did exactly what I think it was supposed to do. Are they going to steal a show that had just gotten stolen? No. Are they going to highlight every single person in that match and provide an incredible platform for Ethan Hunter? Ethan Hunter, who's been on the tailgate shows for the past couple of months, all of a sudden gets this incredible showcase, shows that he does belong, you know, top of the card right up there, and that he can hang with guys like Gary J, Carter Black, Exodus. And like you said, it was a sprint, but man, everyone showcased themselves just a little bit in that match, didn't overstay its welcome, and everybody went home happy.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, it was exactly what that main event probably needed to be. And super impressed with it. And I think the thing that took away from it, again, like you said, like Ethan showed that he can hang with guys like, Gary and Q and X. So just a really, really cool main event, really tight main event, and was really happy with it. So
Any
what's
other
the
honorables? Or are we getting to number
uh,
one?
let's just talk about number one. I'm gonna let you start with it off. I'm gonna clear my nose, but I'll be back here in a second.
Number one, I think we could all agree, was Timur the Great defending his Lone Star Championship against Jesse Funaki, a young, hungry, still up and comer Jesse Funaki. This is not his first showcase match in a singles in front of the Austin crowd, but the stakes were never higher. Championship gold on the line, and Timur the Great came out looking like an absolute barbarian. He was picking up Jesse Funaki, walking around the ring, toying with the crowd, toying with his prey. Jesse Funaki the entire match. And boy, the Spear of Vengeance that Timur the Great nailed on Funaki at the end of that match, and Funaki able to kick out, just sent Timur the Great overboard, and he couldn't take it anymore. Got in the ref's face, shoved the ref, grabbed that steel chair from underneath the ring. And what I like the most, when Timur the Great was slamming the back of Funaki, the head on those steel chairs where the lip
Oh, they
is?
suck.
He put his foot on the lip and just started pushing down into the small of the back of Funaki. It was violent. It was brutal. It was a lot of fun. And boy, that crowd was into that match.
Do you think that? I mean, we really gotta like. Do you think that Timor was just embarrassed or upset that Jesse was able to, kick out and that Timor wasn't able to get the pinfall? Like, what do you think? What do you think Timor was feeling in that situation?
I think Timur thought that was the end of the match. And by hook or by crook, it was time for him to go home. So he kicked out. That's too bad. I'm grabbing the chair. Was he embarrassed? I don't think he was. I think he was more frustrated than embarrassed. I think he was upset with the referee that the referee didn't count three. I think he was upset with
Well, he
Funaki that he had the gall to decide to kick out.
well we I haven't talked to Timor yet. Obviously, that would be a conversation that might need to be happen at some point in time if we're able to get face to face. But what he did to the referee Daniel Bravo was just uncalled for. Throughout the whole match, he's grabbing his shirt, he shoved him with the chair. That's really unacceptable. Obviously, just taking the cheap route to beat Jesse down with the chair, and for us to you know have medical personnel help Jesse in the back after the match. It just really was. I I don't think the Timor had to go to those lengths to do what he did. In my opinion, I think it was low. Uh, he's been nothing short of dominant in his reign as Lone Star champion, and I don't know why he decided that to take it out on Jesse last night. Uh, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, obviously the match itself was really something special, and Timor was dominant through a lot of the match. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesse really had to fight and scratch and claw his way to even get any kind of offense onto Timor. You know what I'm saying? Like how many times did he go for a body slam before he was even able to pick up Timor? I didn't think he was going to even able to pick up Timor. And he's able to grab him for a couple of DDTs and really throw Timor off his game. But ultimately, I think it felt like Jesse was just a little outmatched in that contest. And we don't do rematches here at New Texas Pro, but uh, and that would be a match I'd like to see down the road at some point in time. We're able to ever to make it happen. Uh, I don't know if you heard this. I know we filmed the promo last night, so it's probably not even out on social media. But we can confirm that Jesse Funaki is going to be the representative for San Antonio, Texas, in the Texas 8 tournament. So a little consolation prize, I guess, for Jesse after that Lone Star Championship match. And I kind of laid out what I thought ahead of time about what that match was be. I think they delivered and then some of what we expected that match to be. And I think when I said this, and again, I hope that people are listening to this and they're like, I take exception to this, Kiefer, you're wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong. But it felt after that match again that these two are probably the two top prospects in the state of Texas at this point in time. And I think that match validated what I was feeling. I think it was one of those matches that it doesn't matter where you are at on the wrestling fan, like a spectrum of a wrestling fan, uh, whether you're kind of more old school or you're kind of more new school. It kind of had a little bit of for everything, and I think it really told a great story that they were able to showcase their talents in the exact way that they need to showcase their talents. And yeah, man, I couldn't be more. I couldn't be more. It was a great match. I don't really have anything else to say about it as far as that's concerned. You kind of touched on a lot of things that we talked about, and we yeah, man, it was really good. I hope that we were able to revisit that match again. I it's kind of uh we still have a couple of names. I mean, we could talk about it right now, actually.
Okay.
Uh there's a couple of people that have tried to throw their names in the hat. I ultimately get to decide who represents Houston in this Texas A tournament. And someone like Jay Pierce is throwing his name in the hat. I think he could be a good representation for the city of Houston. Another guy that's kind of climbed the ranks in the city as well. There's a lot of people on the Contender Series I think that would fit great on that show. But my question to you, and especially after what we saw last night, who would be a better representation of Houston, Texas wrestling than Timor the Great right now?
We talk about Timur a lot, just you and I. And when we talk about opportunities and guys that are ready to go to the next level, and I always say, well, Timur, look at the guy. And that's not a purely aesthetic thing. That is partially an aesthetic thing, but it's the way he moves. He is so cool, calm, and collected. The way that he operates in the ring, he's a guy that could fit in any era. And you can't say that a lot these days because sometimes, unfortunately, you get copy and paste cookie cutter offenses from some folks on the indies. And Timur is not that. He's genuine. He is terrifying, and he is something special. So, I would have to agree with you as far as that goes.
Yeah, I think that there's something you said on the broadcast last night that I really, what was it like? He's addicted to success, or what was the framing that you used? Maybe I'm not addicted was the right word, but he's like on a conquest for success, or
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what I'm saying? And like, that's kind of, it's not just about, we talk about his physique so much, but it's not just about his physique because he's also made a transformation inside the ring as well. When I talk about Timor, he was a runaway freight train whenever we first started working with Timur, and now he's a freight train that knows exactly where he's going.
Yeah.
So, which is absolutely terrifying. But he's a madman, and we talked about it. But he wants to be a success in this business, and he wants to make it to the next level. And again, like it's hard for me at this point in time, and we have so many great wrestlers here in the city of Houston. There's so much history in the city of Houston, so much professional wrestling that has gone on in the city for so long. But uh, every time that people see Timor now compared to where he was a year ago or 2 years ago, they're absolutely blown away with the way that he looks, the way that he wrestles, the command that he has inside of the squared circle. So, for me, last year Jay Davis was a amazing representative for New Texas Pro Wrestling Houston, or for the Houston side of things. Uh, Truly exemplifies the grit of what this city is. Um, and he came up short last year, but I want to put someone in the field who I know can win. I want to put somebody in the field that I feel like can win on the Houston side, and I think that Timor the Great, no matter who is put in the rest of this field from every part of the state, they're going to have to go through Timor the Great, or he's going to win. So I think I'm making official right now.
Breaking news.
Breaking news on the podcast numero 3. Timor the Great is the representative for Houston in the Texas 8 tournament.
Some scary news for potentially 3 other people. Or 7 other people.
Decimus has been he's in the tournament, and Jesse Funaki is definitely in the tournament as well. So those are the other 2 at this point in time that we have put pen to paper and made sure that they will be there on 4-5 in Austin, Texas.
Well, 3 down, 5 to go. I guess we'll be seeing who.
This is kind of the fun of the Texas 8. They're like, who makes it in? Who represents their part? They're part of the state of Texas, because Texas is so big that I would say that Dallas is like a different territory than Houston, like almost completely different. The talent in both places are like almost completely different. It would be like, I don't know, New York and Massachusetts. Like they're just 2 different areas. And even though you can make the drive, it's just 2 different areas, 2 different fan bases. And you can say that about all the major markets in the state of Texas. Uh, it's really cool that we're able to get this together and to put something together like this that really showcases what all of Texas wrestling is.
It was a lot of fun last year seeing the announcements come out. It really elevates the stakes and the prestige of the tournament. And I'm glad to say, and geez, after last year's tournament, I mean, that may have been one of the finest shows of the year. I would say, if not number 1, then number 2.
I think that we've also made this the show to be at in Austin, if that makes sense. We have our, signature events here in Houston. The Lone Star is kind of our landmark event here in the Houston area. Next Indie Showcase is a cool show. Anniversary is usually a fun show as well, but Austin doesn't really have a flagship show, and I think the Texas 8 is that show. So if there's one show that you should make in Austin, it's the Texas 8 tournament.
Tickets on
Which
sale.
tickets are on sale now.
Now.
Yes. Now. Yes. You can go on Twitter. They're on Twitter. They're on and just Twitter right now, I think.
X the
I need to put it
everything
on the side. Yes. That's where I learned about Punch.
Oh, that poor monkey.
Yeah. Very sad.
So, what do we got coming up? 3-6. Clutch
Yes.
City Classic Series. Number 1.
Number 1, episode 1. Yeah, so we talked about some of the matches on the last show. I know now that we can announce a couple more matches off after last night. Timur will be defending his Lone Star Championship at the Clutch City Classic Series, episode 1. Say that 5 times fast. We don't have an opponent yet signed on the dotted line. Obviously, Timur is a scary man, so it's hard to get opponents for him.
Well, I'm sure
hard to
that
get people to
breaking
sign
news
him.
kind of pissed someone off who wanted to
Yeah,
get in the
someone
TX8.
from the Houston area is. Yeah, someone from the Houston area has got to step up. I mean, look, if they can beat Timur and take that Lone Star Championship away, maybe I'll rescind that offer to Timur and I'll give them that opportunity as well. So we'll see who steps up. Tour is really upset, obviously. And so they have asked for a tag match to try to propel themselves to another championship match. So they are wrestling as well in a tag team match. We've got a new young tag team, Cat 5, a couple of young, hungry cats that are about to step up and face Toxic Tour at the Clutch City Classic Series Episode 1. Thoughts? Thoughts? What do you think?
You
What
forgot
are you
the you
thinking?
forgot the real main event. Ronan Reyes
What are you talking?
fighting a fan.
Well, we've
But
talked
I
about
know we
that
talked
last
about that
week.
last time, but I'm just excited
Has
for
your
it. And imagine how
percentage?
Ronan Reyes feels after that big victory last night that
That's
Isaac
true.
Morales had. I'm
Do
sure
you think
he's
he's?
definitely in the good graces of the meat market tonight.
Do you think he's partying right now? Do you think he's in the gym? What do you
I
think
think
Roman
he's
Reigns
still
is
at the
doing in
crawfish
preparation for
boil.
this? Yeah, yeah. No, he was putting him away last night for sure. They were really upset with him. They just kept pointing, like when you you go up somewhere and you can see someone like talking, like pointing. Yeah, like the owners of that crawfish bowl kept pointing at Ronan. It's like with the angry look on their face. Probably cleared him out. I don't know what
He
happened
still
there.
smells like Old Bay. Uh, yeah, and I hear we're still waiting to hear what Russell Raven PWF has in store for us.
We're still awaiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not exactly sure, but we will hear from them soon. I know that Wrestling will be a 4-way. I know that Jay Pierce will be representative in that 4-way. And I think we kind of finalized some other names, but we want to make sure that everyone's in the know before we put it out there. So
Cool.
should be fun. Should
Looking
be a good
forward to it.
match.
As I said before, we got a long stretch of professional wrestling coming up for New Texas Pro. Into
Yes.
May, I am hearing about certain events happening in possibly June and July that are
Yes.
just going to go gangbusters. So, and
Yes.
all we have 3 Clutch City Classic Series events, episodes,
Yes.
so to
And
speak, coming up.
we haven't even had an opportunity to talk about Snakebite
Yeah.
in Baytown on 315. Two big main event matches that we've announced so far. I think that one, you have Izzy James challenging One Called Manders for the New Texas Pro World Championship, an opportunity that Izzy James actually won last summer at the Elimination Warfare match. Um, and Izzy has had such a tremendous year this last year, and what a way for it to culminate than to win the New Texas Pro World Championship, to defeat One Called Manners, who's really seemed pretty much unstoppable since he's gotten here at New Texas Pro Wrestling. To be able to bring that championship back to the state of Texas, to be such a great representative of the state of Texas, and to hold that top prize, from the state of Texas, I think that would be such a maybe a he's had so many great achievements in his career, but definitely up there with one of the crowning achievements of his career. Not many men have ever held that championship. It is a very, very, very tough championship to win. Uh, and there's been a lot of challengers that are probably deserving of being New Texas Pro World Champion that just didn't ever just came up short and wasn't able to win that title, myself included, actually. um, so I think it's going to be a very big opportunity for Izzy James, and I think maybe the question I pose to you is, do you feel like Izzy James has some sort of competitive advantage against One Called Manders to be able to beat him at Snakebite in Baytown?
Izzy James is coming off probably the most historic Lone Star Championship run that we may have ever had at New Texas
Ever
Pro.
had. Longest
Uh,
reigning.
he was undefeated for so long until he ran up against Brian Keith. So he held that championship for such a long time, lost it to Timur in a match of the year candidate at the anniversary
Well,
show. But,
let's
and
not
that
forget
was
what happened in the match.
due to interference by the Cowboy Way. So, Izzy James definitely has something to prove. He wants some retribution against the Cowboy Way. And listen, Izzy James has done everything that Manders has done. He's gone to Japan. He's gone to Europe. He's wrestled the best of the best. If anybody is up to task, it's Izzy James.
I agree. I think that every time that people count Izzy James out, he proves to people that he's able to find a way to make it happen. So I think that, Manders can count him out. I'm certainly not counting him out. You're not counting him out, but I feel like he's got an uphill battle to climb to win that championship from Manders. Like, the Cowboy way is going to be lurking around somewhere. So I'm not Izzy. I think is going to have the right game plan to go in there for the opportunity to win that championship, and I have no doubt that he is capable of beating one called Manders and becoming that new Texas Pro World Champion.
Izzy James has made a career of proving his doubters wrong.
Yeah.
And I know,
He takes it personal.
yeah,
Like,
he
those
really
people that
does.
just take it personal and they're like, "Oh, F this guy. I'm gonna show this guy that I can do this." That's Izzy James at his core. So every time someone's like, "I don't think you can do this," he takes that personally and then he goes and does it. So yeah, I'm super excited about that match, man. It's gonna be really awesome. And the other match that we announced today, uh Charity King is getting a shot at the New Tex Pro Women's Championship against Vert Vixen in what feels like the two most dominant women in Texas wrestling today. Vert, obviously has held that championship for almost a year for the second time in her career. Charity, she's just been on such a roll lately. She's pretty much been unstoppable. She was able to capture that Ashe Women's World Championship and has just proven that she's a force to be reckoned with, and that she's not the same person she was a year ago. She's not the same person she was 2 years ago. Vixen is somebody that she's wrestled quite a bit in her career, and she's always kind of came up a little bit short against Vert. So this is kind of one of those situations where is she finally able to overcome Vert? And if there's anybody I think in Texas that can match the physical presence of Vert Vixen, I think it's Charity King. I think Charity can bring that physicality that Vert usually brings in the matches that she has. And I think that'll even out the playing fields, and we'll see. Vert is a very experienced, one of the best, if not the best, unsigned women's wrestlers in all of independent wrestling. And again, Charity has an uphill battle to climb with this, and we'll see what happens. This could be a crowning moment for Charity to finally get that gold in New Texas. She's been here with us for a few years at this point in time. She really hasn't had opportunities to wrestle for the New Texas Pro Women's Championship, so this is going to be a big opportunity for her.
Yeah, Vert and Charity, no strangers, but Charity always seems to come up short end of the stick. But a lot of people come up at the short end of the stick when they take on Vert Vixen. We saw that last night, and we've been seeing that for the last 10 months. And as you said, nearly a year into her second title reign, she has just batted away challenger after challenger after challenger. And I don't think that Vert is looking past Charity King by any means, but she knows that she could beat Charity because she's done it in the past.
Yeah, and you have these big shows that are coming up that she could be that representative for New Texas Pro. So I know that, again, she's not looking past Charity. Obviously we have such big things in the future with Vegas and the things we have coming up in the summer that she would love to be a part of. And the thing that's really impressive about Vert is she's been a great women's champion, but she's also had tremendous matches with a lot of men over this last year as well. And she's been able to hold her own against anybody that we put in the ring with her. And I think that's a testament to how good of a competitor that she is. So again, it's going to be an uphill battle for Charity. I really don't know what's going to happen in that matchup. I think it's going to be a great match. I think because of what's going on, like with all the stakes going into this match, I think it's going to be one of the best women's matches we've had in a long time.
I agree.
And I'm very confident in that. And I know that they're going to deliver, and I know it's going to be hopefully a match that they both look back on fondly through the rest of their careers.
Vert won that championship in Vegas, and I think she wants to bring it back to Vegas around her waist.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And we got a lot of other fun things coming up on Snakebite that we'll announce in the next few weeks. We're less than 3 weeks away, so I guess it would be that.
Running
But
out of time.
these shows, man, once we get going, we get going. So, but just stay tuned. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a great show from top to bottom. It's going to be one of our best shows we've had in a minute in Houston. So, you got to make sure you're there.
Well, speaking of running out of time, I think we're running out of time.
I don't know. We go an hour. How long do we go?
This is an hour. You got any final thoughts
All
for
right.
the kids at home?
No, not really, man. I
I'm loving
appreciate
this
you guys
YouTube
listening.
thing. I'm loving
I know,
going
it's
live on
cool.
YouTube, getting the super chats, being able to talk to the people that are watching the show as well, getting people who also watch on IWTV tweet at us during the show. The levels of engagement that I've seen across all platforms over the past 2 or 3 months has gone up exponentially. So this has been a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
It's a good, I mean, we both can see the numbers right away after the shows. So like I think we're at what 3,700 or something at the show. So like I'm like, okay, let's get to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we get to 5,000 viewers. You know what I'm saying? 5,000 views for this next show that we do, Snake Bite. It would be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not able to make it in Baytown, you know, please, if you want to get on YouTube, just watch the show. It helps us tremendously to grow. I think we got 50 subscribers last night or something like that over the span of the show. So or IWTV. Actually, we had great numbers on IWTV as well. It was double what we had for the Texas Contender Series 62. So overall, just a great night. And there was a lot of. This is the thing that I get real nerdy about the insight stuff. So like, I get really excited about it because it gives me a litmus test. Like, all right, we're here, but now we got to
This
get
guy
here.
loves stats.
So you know what, I love the insights. You know what I'm saying? It gives me again, it gives me goals. Like, it gives me something to work towards. That's what I love in this business. Uh, yeah, YouTube's been really cool. It's been a great progress in our evolution as a company, and I'm excited to see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? I think there's more stuff we could do with it that we haven't quite. Maybe we go live here on YouTube with this thing, and we interact with people on here as the show is going on. Call it on the fly.
Get those big super chats rolling in.
That's right. That's right.
Pocket the cash. Well, I guess folks will join you next week.
Next week, sometime.
Next time. So we'll see you next time on the new Texas Pro Wrestling podcast.
What pointing at?